So I try to keep good notes because I can't remember what the heck. So when I was here last week for Audrey's hive, number 1, had a good queen. I did a mite check, found this thing it's called an alcohol wash, and you take a scoop of bees, put them in alcohol, shake them, and then these little tiny mites, if they're on the bee, they fall off.
Huh.
And you count them, and depending on how many you have, you either treat them or you don't. So that one had more than height, had a number of mites, so I had to treat that. These 2 I didn't treat because this one didn't have a queen at the time, and this one was very weak, and you don't want to do them when they're weak. So we're going to check this one for a queen if she's there, check this one if they've gotten stronger, and then depending on what we see, we'll either combine the 2 hives or we'll come back for later to do a mite wash. But there are very few bees in this hive, so I'm going to think that the queen never returned. Just a ton of bee bread in there, a ton of bee bread. No eggs. A lot of bee bread. Oh wow. There is an unmated queen.
Where?
Right there. See how her body is so much longer? And if you can see that her back is not fuzzy, whereas everybody else has kind of a fuzzy back.
Right.
Wow. So this one might actually be worth, we'll kind of hold off here and see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark her. If I can find my pen. Wow.
Use a Sharpie? No.
And so I've never seen a virgin queen before.
No.
And I'm saying she's a virgin queen because her abdomen is not as big as it would be if she had mated. So
Right.
I'm gonna guess that that's what that is. I'm gonna try to get her by herself, kind of by herself, and I'm gonna put this over, and then I can mark her.
Right.
And you just kind of hold her down. No, that's not a good placement though. Come on, Missy. Come on. Okay, there we go. All right.
There she is.
And each year has its own color. So we know that she's a 2024 bee. And kind of keep track of her that way. So it's a good sign.
Great.
So,
that was neat.
and this is where she would have come out of. And see how they when they realize that they need a queen, they find an egg somewhere, and they feed her extra royal jelly.
Right.
And she grows larger because of that, and then they cap her, and then when she's ready to hatch, she comes out, she kills all the other queen cells in the hive, and then she flies off and gets mated.
Got it.
So now that we know that she's in there, we will be able to find out if we'll look next door and see if there's any eggs yet. And if
Yeah.
not, we'll come back in a week and see if she started to lay. No eggs. No eggs. There's some ugly, some funky comb. A little bit.
Yeah. Funky comb.
Nope. But they have a lot of nectar. They have a lot of stores. So they'll be able to feed themselves for a while.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. One of the things you look for as you're going through the hives is how gentle they are. And these guys are nice and gentle. So if this queen starts to produce well, then we'll actually want to use her to make additional hives. We can, start building off of that.
Yeah.
And these are all frames left over from other hives, so they didn't do all this work. These came to them already ready. Okay, so move everybody over.